Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we will extend our demand and supply analysis to understand how government policies, specifically price controls, affect markets. So far, we have, assumed that prices are determined clearly by the interaction of demand and supply. However, in reality, governments sometimes intervene in markets to control prices. Today, we will focus on two types of price controls, price ceilings and price floors, and analyze their effects using the demand and supply model. Okay, let's talk about price controls. Price controls are laws enacted by governments to regulate prices. There are two main types. Price ceiling is a legal maximum price that can be charged. It prevents prices from rising above a certain level. A price floor is a legal minimum price. It prevents prices from falling below a certain level. These policies are often implemented with good intentions, such as protecting consumers or supporting producers, but they can create unintended consequences. Let's look at an example of price ceiling. Suppose there is a major disruption in oil supply due to geopolitical events such as conflict affecting oil transportation. As a result, oil prices begin to rise sharply. In response, governments may impose a price ceiling, setting a maximum price labeled as P1 below the original price P0. Before the policy, the market was at equilibrium E0 with price P0 and quantity Q0. Now let's analyze what happens under the price ceiling. Because the price is artificially, capped below equilibrium, consumers want to buy more, so quantity demanded increases to Q2. However, producers receive a lower price, so they are willing to supply less. Quantity supplied decreases to Q1. This creates a shortage, which is the difference between quantity demanded and quantity supplied, shown as Q2 minus Q1. So the key takeaway is binding price ceiling leads to a shortage. Now let's turn to price floors. A common example is agricultural price support policies. Governments sometimes set a minimum price for crops to protect farmers' incomes, especially because agriculture is highly uncertain. Without intervention, prices might fall significantly during periods of high production. So the government sets a price floor labeled P1 above the equilibrium price P0. Now let's analyze the effect of this price floor. Since the price is kept above equilibrium, producers are willing to supply more, increasing quantity supplied to Q2. However, consumers are less willing to buy at the higher price, so quantity demanded decreases to Q1. This creates excess supply, also known as surplus, which is Q2 minus Q1. So a binding price floor leads to a surplus. Thank you for watching.